switching up a bit when it comes to movies and going back to what I do like to watch, which is softcore Japanese violent movies. Yo, it's your boy, your host, Emma, with Press M to start. And remember to like and subscribe because this is a good one. It's one of the notorious blank DVD cases that I received, which so happens to be all of these are like Japanese, like grindhouse type levels of movies. I wouldn't say really grindhouse, but overall they're really good productions, and a lot of it is like soft core when it comes to a lot of the spicy scenes. And this one definitely delivers on the soft core for sure, but it's kind of give it to you in a nutshell. It starts off with some weird, creepy ass Christian cult in Japan that is pretty much initiating one of their very young at the time followers into killing a person. And then years later go by and you find out that this young person, this young ass girl, turns into a really beautiful ass woman. And I haven't even given you the title of this movie yet, but yeah, it's called XX Beautiful Hunter. And yes, the assassin of this movie is fucking gorgeous, and you get to see every bit of her. And this movie is really, really out there when it comes to just the level of depravity, this cult, when it comes to pretty much going after her after, one day she pretty much gets caught up committing, an assassination. And a photographer takes pictures of the whole thing, and this chick sees him doing it. And then the next day, she hunts this guy down and demands the hard evidence back. And that's not the only thing she gets hard, but nonetheless, it's pretty much when she tries to get the evidence back, she pretty much takes this guy into like some like maintenance room and was going to off him off, and Lord behold, she was the one who ended up getting off because he starts begging for his life, and in the process rips her clothes off and kind of like touches her in a way that she's never been touched before, because she's been living her entire life in a cult with no touch from a man. And she lets this guy go, and later on that night she's laying in bed with all these thoughts and emotions that she's trying to process for the first time, because she lives in a cult, a Christian cult nonetheless. And yeah, she does some interesting things with the gun. And then the next day she goes and hunts down this guy again and tries to figure out what the hell dating is about, because again, she's in a cult. And a romance develops between these two individuals, and well, things escalate. The cult leader finds out, doesn't approve of any of this shit, so he tells this chick to you need to kill this guy, like off him, unalive him, like he's a jeopardy to your cause, like you are a warrior of God type of stuff, and that he's only going to get in the way, so kill him. And she tries to, but she couldn't, because she has emotions and feelings for him. And pretty much, I guess this entire time, while they were like, you got to do this, they were also watching her, and they watched that she couldn't do it, and that she ended up running to this guy's arm, into his arms, and embraces him, and they make out. And yeah, so pretty much after that, they try to kill her and this guy because they know too much. And it turns into like a fight for survival. And yeah, there's a lot of interesting scenes come after this, like a really touching, very cute scene where they're in the fields doing stuff. And then there is another one where she gets like caught up and captured, and a really weird BDSM lesbian scene happens where our hero of the movie, the former assassin, gets chained up, and something happens with a really interesting shape looking taser, and yeah, so that happens, and well, her lover comes and saves her, and they go back to their like safe house, and an other interesting scene happens, and Lord behold, the lover gets shot. He gets sniped. Freaking no scoped from afar, and a really weird scene comes from that where she's like embracing him, kinda, while laying in his blood and being fascinated with his blood, and then gets a phone call from the cult leader, and pretty much cult leader is like, you know where to find me, and yeah, so she goes and finds him. But yeah, so, like story wise, the movie it was all right. It was fun. I definitely had my moments where I was kind of just like chuckling a little bit, just because like that scene where the chick was supposed to kill her lover, the guy gets shot in the arm, and then when that scene where they're doing interesting things in a field, he goes to take his shirt off and his arm's completely healed. There's no blood. So it's just like, okay, we weren't paying too much attention for production wise on that. But I mean, like even with the chick, like when she gets saved by her lover after she got tortured and bruised up and everything, that night when they go back to the little safe house, she's all bruised up. But then the following morning, all the bruises and all the cuts are gone. So it's just like, okay, okay, but yeah, overall, the movie was really fun. It's definitely one of those movies where you definitely have it on in the background and enjoy. But yeah, it's a recommend for me for sure. I mean, I'll recommend anything that is a Japanese production. I love Japanese movies, as you probably all have noticed. I have an entire playlist which I'll link in the description below of me reviewing a lot of good Japanese movies that you can probably watch still on Tubi. If not, that's up to you. You don't have to look them down. But yeah, XX, Beautiful Hunter, Double X, Beautiful Hunter. So until then, it was DVD Tuesday, and I'm your host, M. We're pressing the start. And remember to like and subscribe, leave a comment. Love the interaction. Would love some feedback on the movies that I reviewed today. Good choice of movies, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Doing this again, huh?